Sunday evening update from the cockpit. We're fairly well offshore, about 160 miles offshore, something like that, and we're batting down the Portuguese coast. So we're doing quite well. We were becalmed last night, absolutely no wind at all, and when the GPS was showing 0.2 of a knot, Matilda and I realised that actually that wasn't forwards, that was backwards. We were going astern. It was horrible. So we had a long spell becalmed, and the wind eventually filled in after breakfast. We managed to cook breakfast, get things a bit organised, and then the wind filled in very quickly. We went from no wind at all to 25 knots in the space of probably 10 minutes. And we hammered along with 25 and 30 knots plus of wind for about 2 hours, and then it settled to what it is now, and we got 18 to 20 knots. We don't really want any more than that because we're close haul. We're pointing in as far as we can in the direction the wind's coming from, and as we're going at the moment, we'll just make it into Cadiz Bay on this beach, which would be nice. That's if the wind stays in this direction and at this speed too. It'd be nice. It won't take us long. So we're probably about 2 days away from Cadiz Bay. So that puts us in the beginning of the bay on Tuesday, and we're thinking we might go into Cadiz. We'd be there for Wednesday. That'd be nice. So we'll make a few phone calls and see if there's any space in any of the marinas there. It'd be a lot easier than trying to claw our way through the Jib Strait to get to one of the marinas there, and then we've got to claw our way back out again. At least with Cadiz we just pop out and we're hooning off down to the Canaries, pretty straightforward. Well, that's the plan anyway. So the girls have both gone down for a kip, and Amandine will come up on watch later on, followed by Matilda for the last watch. It's quite a pleasant evening. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a red sky behind me. That could be good news. Sailors always like to see a red sky at night.
Oh, they're all leaping out of the water here.
Mais c'est tout petit. Franchement, Amandine, tu devrais voir ça. Je sais que t'en as rien à foutre des dauphins.
So the saloon after a week at sea. It's a lot of wet clothes here. That's a small person's berth. Nav station. Yeah, it's pretty busy. Everything's gone pretty well down there. We haven't had stuff falling about, so that's good. Everything's strapped in. We have one bag fell off. There was only a lightweight one. And everything else has stayed where it was pretty much.
This is a cockpit snack in the middle of the night.
Yeah, great.
Perfect.
Lovely. Lovely.
They were lucky
I don't
that,
have any more tortilla, so I'm just eating cheese with pesto.
luckily for them, the chef hadn't quite gone off duty.
Oh yeah. Lucky.
Mais tu vois, j'ai pris le conditionneur et pas le shampoing.
Got some on the back of your left hand. So what are we doing, John, today?
we're boat building today. So underneath the V-berth, the floor that goes from the heads and runs in under the V-berth, and there's a storage area under there. We've got a lot of stuff stored. We've got in the cockpit here the section of flooring that does both the heads and the beginning of the underneath of the V-berth. But we can't lift it up in the heads because we've got all the stuff stored under the V-berth on the other end of it. So we're going to saw it across so that it's two separate pieces, and we can just lift the floor up in the heads. So we've got it here in the cockpit upside down, and we're going to saw it in half. Two-piece flooring now, two pieces. Excellent.
So here we are in the cockpit. Mathilde has her tin of peaches, and this was after a pretty rough night. So what do you think of predict winds forecasting, Mathilde, that's repeatable?
That's repeatable, meaning I do not need to be vulgar. It's hard not to be vulgar. Is that alright? It's hard not to...
Yeah, it's that good, is it?
Yeah, so good, so accurate. I mean, supposed to have light winds, you know, kind of 12 to 15 knots of wind, and about 2 meters swell, which is what we have about right now, and turned out to be more 35, and with a 7-8 meter swell, or maybe more.
I'll just put that in perspective. She's talking 35 knots of wind sustained for hour after hour with a 7 to 8 meter swell. Predict wind having given us less than 20 knots. And is that the first time that's happened?
In 2 weeks, which is a crossing that we just did from England to Cadiz, it just had happened about 3 times already, which means that in those 2 weeks 50% of our time was not really so great because of the beautiful weather forecast from Dickman. Another very additional information. God bless the men at the Vatican food. I'm so hungry. I didn't eat and I'm starving. So God bless me.
So this is a cockpit update. We hope this is the last day crossing into the Bay of Cadiz now, heading east. It's been quite a torturous journey, not helped by rubbish weather forecasting. We've never had a satellite phone on the boat before, but we've got one now because of delivering ocean data on a daily basis, and it seemed the sensible thing to do to pay for a lot of money and get predict wind. A lot of people say it's very good, and it may be very good in some areas, but between England, the English Channel, and down this edge of the North Atlantic, all down past Portugal, around to Spain, it's complete rubbish. They are so inaccurate. And you download a weather forecast at 8 o'clock at night, and by 8 o'clock in the morning, it's completely different when you download the next one. So it's not good. And the wind speeds they give you are just all over the place. As Mathilde said, we've had on a number of occasions now where they've said it's been 12 to 15 and we've had 20 to 30. Last night we had these massive seas and 35 knots of sustained wind for the whole night. It started at about 6 in the evening, and I had to try and slow the boat down a bit. We were just going too fast. It was going to be dangerous going that fast. Slowed it down to about 6.5 knots, and we flew through the night, and it kept up until about 10 o'clock this morning. It was a long leg. I mean, we went a long way, but the seas were huge, and the easiest point of sail that kept us in safety because of land, shipping lanes and all that sort of stuff was on a beam reach. That's all we could do. So we had the tiniest pocket handkerchief sails, and we just pounded along. And bless its cotton socks, the boat reacted beautifully. I mean, she was a star. What do you think, Mathilde?
Oh yeah, she took a beating down.
Yeah, but she fought back, didn't she?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. The boat reacted beautifully. I mean, she was really good, and looked after us well. But everything's a bit of a mess, as you can imagine. So we're just starting to tidy up. The sun is out, the seas are reducing, and we can practically smell land. Our first port is not far ahead now, and we should be there early hours in the morning, I expect, which would be nice. We'll slip in and find somewhere to tie up, and yeah, it'll be good to get feet on terra firma for a day or two. Got a few jobs to do.
Sleep.
Sleep, yeah, sleep. Catch up on sleep.
Eat.
Eat. Lots of food.
I want a hamburger, a very big hamburger with 2 steaks in it, and some goat cheese and some salad and tomato, or big pizza, or a big paella. I want a lot of food.
You just want a lot of everything, don't you?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with greasy food right now. Greasy, hot, nice food. It's really important.
I woke up this morning and I could really eat an English breakfast. For those who are not English and don't know that, that's just like fried eggs, bacon, sausage, mushroom, tomatoes, toast. I mean, yeah, everything you can get your hands on, cook it and put it on the plate, really. I could have eaten one of those this morning. But unfortunately, because the UK is so organised, on our exit, we were completely unable to buy gas. I mean, you wouldn't think you could not be able to buy a cylinder of gas. And so it meant waiting for a fortnight or setting off without gas. Well, we don't cook on gas as a general rule. We use the induction hob with the solar. But although it's very sunny today and it's a really nice day, this is one of the few. We've had an awful lot of overcast days with rain and overcast. And so we haven't been pumping a lot of solar in, so it's been a bit tricky. I mean, we've managed to eat, but last night was the last straw. You couldn't cook in that because it was just too rough. I wasn't having boiling water or anything like that about it. It was just too dangerous. So we just ate some cold food, and this morning we're all pretty tired, so we're just diving into tinned whatever. I've just eaten a tin of rice pudding, and I had some cold mashed potato that I found earlier. Really disgusting, but at least I got something in my belly. And this afternoon, when the sea's flatten out, we'll cook properly. So yeah, we'll speak to you next when we're on land, hopefully.
Where are we, John?
Well, we have Cadiz is behind the camera, and we're heading into Porto Cherry. After our long and arduous 2,000-mile journey, with good weather and bad weather, more bad than good, unfortunately. Shouldn't have been. Not very good weather forecasting, but look at it now. Hot sun, flat sea. Oh, beautiful. So we're just heading into a little marina here. Looks pretty cool. It's got some lovely colour buildings behind, and we'll take you for a trip round in a bit. We've got all our lines of fences out both sides. Pretty ready. Jumping up and down for joy. Can't wait to get on terra firma, onto proper land. It'll be kind of cool. So we've got to negotiate our way through hundreds of kids outside the views by the look of it to get in, but hey, we'll cope with that. We'll go slow, it'll be good. Beautiful looking scenery, lovely little coastline. There's some lovely buildings here in amongst the usual sort of Malaga skyscrapers. Yeah, looking forward to getting in.
I'm excited and I want a burger. I think I'm obsessing with food.
Yeah, I think we're all obsessing with food. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm very excited. It looks pretty, and looks like a lot of people. Really a lot of people, and that's going to give me a lot of experience.
How many miles at sea?
2,000, you said?
Yeah, it's getting on for 2,000 miles at sea. Over 2,000 miles. Over.
Speak louder. Yeah, right. I need to speak louder. No, yeah, over 2,000 miles at sea, so that's a lot of miles for us. And now we're going to see many people.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, man, how is it, Mathilde?
I'm actually not even doing it on purpose, I swear to God. Okay. legs, they don't work.